right, we are back, guys. Welcome back to Pro Bikini News Network. I'm your host, John Algandi, and in today's video, we're going to be recapping the Junior USA's, the Legion Pro, and then we're going to preview the shows this coming weekend. We have a big weekend. We got three shows. We got three shows in got Toronto, we have DC Pro, and we have the Mile High. So both the West and the East Coast, and in the North, we have a show. I'm looking forward to talking about this whole weekend, and I'm going to recap the whole weekend. But I really think Toronto Pro is a very special show. It's actually one of the shows that my good friend Jennifer Ronziti, who took fifth in her first Olympian, took second in her second Olympia in bikini, won. That was her first ever pro win. It was a first pro win for a lot of people, even Ashley Kaltwasser, who's going to be doing a show, but not in Toronto. Laura Lee Chapadas, a lot of great athletes who have won this show have gone on and done very well at the Olympia. DC Pro, I'm hoping to attend if my client has something that I need to attend to, and I'm going to have to go to that. And then obviously see all the shows. Unfortunately, I may or may not go. It is going to rain this weekend, so I'm just letting anybody know that is going to do the show that it's going to rain. So keep yourself cool. I think there's a hotel near the Salisbury Center that they're going to have. And so recapping this weekend, seeing that Fit Model new pros that they awarded, I was content with it. The overall winner, I am going to talk about because I know that was a big topic about how she looked and where the division's direction may go. And the bikini winners, I'm going to talk about that as well. And also Legion, and recapping all the top five and talking about why they may have placed the way they have. But also news that we were talking about in our community. In the terms of becoming pro, it's not about when you become pro, it's an accomplishment to say. And it's like, what do you do with it after? Some people may have been really good as an amateur, but then when they get into the pro league, they may never win a show again. It's so crazy that someone can go and say, well, I Miss USA and I won everything. I won the overall, but when I got into the pro league, I couldn't win anything. So it's like, it's very few people who can become pro and then go to the Olympia. If you really think about it, it's only about, if I was to give you a number, probably like 5% of people can call themselves Olympian and like top tier. But what do you do after? And I say this because the whole influencers becoming, IFBB pros, it doesn't mean anything anymore to say that I won my pro card here or there. It's like, it doesn't matter where you win your pro card. It's what you do with it after. What do you want to leave your mark in the industry? So the Eric Janicki guy from Canada, who is an influencer and all, it's like, great, he became pro. He worked for many years. Some of these girls that I see that in bikini, that was many years of work. You just saw someone just win a show recently and then turn pro here. It's just, yeah, but that's many years. They've been at national shows before. Maybe you don't know that. Janicki did the Arnold Amateur, and he took second. And so what if he won in Mexico, or if he did it in US, or if he won in Europe? Doesn't matter. It just, what do you do with it after? The guy already had a following, like Larry Wheels, Sam Sulik, Janicki. They all had followings before any of them even turned pro. But do you have a good physique that the judges will award? It doesn't matter. What do you do after it? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Someone who took second in their class, they could become Mr. Olympia. Aaron Banks, for example, Courtney King, they took second in their class at the USAs. Both of them actually did USAs, but 2 different years. And what you make out of it. So let's just say if I ever turn pro, it wouldn't matter. It's just like, okay, nothing's going to change. You're not going to get contracts. You're not going to get in like magazines. It's what content, what value do you bring for a company? You're not going to be like, well, now I'm a pro. It's like, okay, I'm an Olympian. Okay. What legacy do you leave behind? That's what do you want to do with it? Maybe you turn pro and that's your life's goal, and okay, I don't want to compete at all. So going over Junior Essays, we're going to talk about that. Just sorry for that whole little rant. Let's talk about our winners. Let's see here. Gonna go to, actually, let me get out of this page for Clay. We'll start with the Fit Model. So here are winners: Gabby, Liz. I think her name is, I forgot her name. Hold on. Francis. Oh, she's James's athlete. And then Jane. So the biggest talk about was the overall winner having quad splits. And I'm going to pull this up to show you guys. Hold on. I mean, from her front, she has a very beautiful look, very beautiful physique. I like the red suit on her, small waist. But yeah, I feel like I don't know. Maybe I mean Sandy and Tyler were judging, but maybe it's just they let that off. But it's just going to be how the division goes. I mean, we have junior Nats in just about 20 days from now, so we'll see how the division goes. But I like the look, love her stallion pose. Um, hair, makeup gland, everything fits very well for her. I think she brings a great package, great presentation. Everything's just like pretty spot on for her. But yeah, I just do think that, if you're gonna say, entry level physique, there should be a level of where conditioning and leanness is where you can say you're too lean, you're too conditioned. But we'll see how it goes. But if I mean, this is the first one, so going forward, I mean, I always keep thinking back when Jennifer Ronziti in the 2017 Olympia. I remember Sandy saying that she was absolutely perfect, but she couldn't award her the win um, because she had quad splits, and she took second to Angelica, who won that Olympia. And it's kind of like you trying to send, like, what's the direction and what do you want the division to go to? So the judges were the ones who like go and set the standard. I'm not pointing at Sandy. I'm not pointing at Tyler. I'm just saying, if this is what they go with, this was the best physique, they're going to have to go with that. It's just who showed up the best that day. She probably had the best physique. Did I think maybe Liz or Jane had a better look? I mean, that's just my opinion. I like them. Not just taking away anything, not disrespecting the decision, but I feel like if you want to send a message for what the division and where it's going to, you have to go and stay with the criteria, because what happens is, and this is what kind of took away women's bodybuilding and took away some of the divisions because they got more bigger and more conditioned. The look started to become where it's like people don't want to do it, or they just think it's not attainable for them to accomplish. And I think that the physique that people want, the physique that they say I want to look like, that should be the standard. So going into her back, it's actually pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, pretty solid. No tie-ins. Great full glutes. She's a taller competitor, so maybe she'll have a little more muscle than others. Delts are fine. They're not so capped. Her posing is pretty much spot on. I mean, James and her did an amazing job, so I congratulate her. Tan's also really good. This is what they want for the coverage of the suits, and they all four of the winners had Toxic Angel suits. So I'm just saying, go to them, talk to Margaret, talk to Sammy. But yeah, I mean, this is very decent, what I think is going to have. But we'll see how other shows go on and what's the theme. And then obviously when the pro shows start happening, what's going to get awarded. So if people ask me if I'm going to get into fit model, I'm like, yeah, but I just hope there's that, group of people or that person that can be that look. I mean, I think it's great for people to start out in. It's a nice and simple routine, nice and simple, like suit and how they pose and stuff. It's just going to be who displays the best, and we'll see how it goes. So then we're going to go into our second place girl, I think Liz. Let's see. I actually really liked her look, and she does like the color pink. I think blue or purple, this blue or purple suit looks really great on her. But she likes the color pink, so I'm not going to tell her otherwise, but she can pull off pink. She did wear a berry suit in this show that she won the overall in. She has a great fit model look. She a lot reminds me of the Angie girl. I love her styling pose. I love how her glutes are full. Her hair is beautiful. Her makeup's on point. She does have she's got calves, but this is like not too much muscle, just like really spot on. And really how she poses accentuates her physique. Let's see. See, it does have a video. No. Where's her video? Here we go. Is there a video of her posing? Let's see. I mean, she was a amateur bikini competitor before fit model, so she obviously built the physique for many years. And people say that fit model looks like someone just rolled out of bed and did not train. I think that's absurd, because you have to have a good foundation and look like you actually, and you actually put in the work. If you are out of shape, you're not going to get awarded. If other girls are in better shape than you, you're not going to get awarded. But I, like I said, I feel like the blue suit really pops out on her. The pink is good. I just feel like maybe the right color pink could have been better. But if she likes it, okay, and the judges don't have a problem with it, that's fine. Let's see here. Do we have stage photos just by herself? Nope. When I saw her a couple months ago, I used to say like she has a fit model look. She looks like a fit model. She looks like what they want. So, but then again, this is all subjectivity. You can just look at someone and go, okay, but then it's like how they award and how they judge on stage. But I really liked her look a lot. All right, next. Hold on, let me go back. Let's see. Talking about Jane. I'm just going to show you a pattern. You see, this photo is a little blurred out. I mean, Dan Ray had a lot of close-ups. He does that a lot, which I don't like. But honestly, if you just compare them, these two had the most softest physique, which is why I preferred them. And I'm not taking away anything, and I'm hoping that nobody gets upset for me saying this, because they didn't have like where it's like too conditioned or too muscular and too lean. They just were pretty much spot on. I really think I'm gonna go to hold on. Let me go to Jane. So Jane probably has photos. Here we go. Jane. I like the teal suit on her the most. I even told her that. I like that when she had that in San Diego, the amateur show there. She did wear pink one time, and I was like, you know, your darker hair and your hair and your skin tone really would it helps with your color. You can like a certain color, but if it doesn't work, like blonde hair and pink suit, you look like a Barbie. But you don't want to be like too bright, like orange, whites. You know, that's not something you always see. That's very common. It's like I said, if you are gonna wear those, it depends on how dark you are, and white is not something very common. But pink, I said, is just it's you have to have the darker hair and darker skin tone, and it works well for Jane. I really like how she gets into her pose and how it accentuates her physique. Goes her too full. She's not too lean, not super shredded, conditioned. Really great poser. Really nice and simple. If I was to say anything, it'd be whatever she can do to minimize her waist and back. I don't know if it's going to be like that's one thing I would just say is like she's great in front, but like in back it's spot on. But just like if other girls are more snatched, their eyes are going to go directly to that. But I'm not saying that she's white or anything. I just feel like if she can just get that down a little more, get a little more tighter, perhaps. Delts could be they're almost right there, but I would say she needs to kind of like get that down a little. And if I'm just picking at anything to like make the what they want to see them at the criteria, right? So those are the kind of things. But like I said, I feel like right now they have to have a good sense of direction of where fit model is going to head to. So then we go into bikini. Okay, let's go to bikini. I will say these two probably were the standouts, the Nikki and Danny. And congratulations to Jody. But here's our overall winner, Jessica. I feel like in front, she was. Hold on. I have a picture. Let me get it up. I feel like her front was good, but her back just could use a little more, especially if she's going to go into the pro league. Yeah. Once again, this is like a very close up due to Dan Ray, but her front pose probably was the best of all the four. Very pretty girl. Like the hair, the makeup is pretty good. Just have to be careful with this arm right here. but she could use just a little more glutes. Obviously, when she gets into the pro league, it's going to be totally different. So obviously needs more time with that. But great physique. You know, this is someone who's obviously worked for many years for this kind of look. Um, I I would say, and I'm not taking away anything, but I would say that I feel like the other girls in the back were much better, but her front was probably the best. And I feel like if that was just good, like in their first presentation, because everyone says I critique a front pose more than the back, because like that's the first thing you're going to see. I honestly think this is pretty good right here, but like I said, she's going to have to do a whole lot more in to do well at the pro league. So then we're going to go into her back. Let's see here. I'm gonna have a pic. I have all four of them together. I feel like her back, her like width is good. Her waist is good in that. She just needs a little more glute, just more like projection. Tines are pretty solid, but if she just works on that, I could tell like from looking at her front that she needed just a little more glutes. And obviously at the pro level, it's much more different. But yeah, I love her hair. So she's a very pretty girl. Feet position's pretty solid. Maybe she's a little too tight here, and then there's like more on the left and more on the right. But then again, it's different when you see in person. But yeah, congratulations to her. Okay, let me get out. Out. Right. Go to. Let's go to Danny. I've seen her before, actually. I actually told her, like, I think you did North Americans a couple years ago, and it was when they had that fire background, and I just gotta say, it took away her physique, and she has a great look. She has a great look. She's actually Shelby Pierce's athlete. Like I said, I think she just could be a little tighter in her core. I'm gonna actually no. I have stage photos. I actually got this prepared. I actually have stage photos. Let's see here. Here we go. Much better. I think she could kind of fix how she's standing right here. It feels like her legs going straight. How she's twisted is good. I just feel like she needs to be like a little more. Well, actually, it's not too bad. Just have to make sure you're not locking that knee. How she's positioning her arms pretty good. She could use a little more upper glute right here because it just goes from her lower back, kind of just goes straight. If she just uses this little more upper glute and just getting a little more pumped up, I would kind of fix how she's posing right here. I think that's kind of why she didn't win the overall, but she has an amazing look. Shoulders are full. I can see even with those tattoos, I can see it pretty well. Let's see. Go to back. Yeah, it just needs a little more projection. Hair it could be fixed a bit. Suit cut's fine. The colors really stands out on her. She did wear blue, if I remembered her in the past. Could fix this elbow going down. Maybe that's just an in between. Could fix this hand going a little more down, so because it's like this one's going straight, this one's like a little backed up. But no, she has a great look. She is kind of on the taller side, so definitely a lot to work with and definitely has a lot of room to grow into. So I think if she takes some time off and to improve on that, she can definitely make her mark in the pro league. And then we'll go with, so this one's actually going to do her debut this week. Not Danny, but Nikki. She's Jordan's athlete. She honestly has like a very pretty look, very adorable face. Great in the front. Like I said, could be things could be a little more tight in the front, but I think she had the best back pose of the whole of all the four in the overall. Shoulders are good. That could be a little more, she could just fix that a little more. I think her left could be more balanced with her right. Let's see. They have a full. I'm just going to take the photos from Dan Ray. So I think this is a pretty good physique. Obviously, I mean, well, she'll see how she goes in the pro show that she's doing against the pros. I definitely think she could be a top five in her first show. So, and with the lineup that she's in, but yeah. So that's that's going over the NPC Junior essays. Let's talk about Legion. Okay. Okay, let's talk about Legion. Hold on. So I'm going to go over Tiana first. She was fifth place. Honestly, great look from her, great package. She is getting better as time goes on, and she's still young into this. Definitely needs a little more, just more growth in her. She is a shorter competitor. She has longer limbs, so it's just everything just filling out. I'm happy that she's back into the top five after getting, I think, eighth or ninth the last week. Beautiful look. I love her. I love her hair. I love her glam. Just honestly a very adorable look. I do think she just needed to be a little more fuller in her glutes, just in her front. She's minimizing movements with her arms. Let me see. Hold on. But I think because she has a high metabolism, she'll just go through everything fast. So it's just really right, have to peak. It's just definitely nailing the peak at the right place, right time, in the right lineup. But I definitely can say that she has what it takes to win a show. But it's just going to be a matter of when. And obviously, going to be more maturing and growing in for many years. But if she continues to compete, I definitely think maybe she'll be close to winning, and maybe she'll get something eventually. I love her suit. I think the blue suit's like her signature color. She's done red and purple in the past, and teal, I think, but this is the one thing I'd say that can be improved on. But other girls just have this. You can see the more difference of levels and of someone who's been competing for a long time, and I think this is her third year as a pro. But yeah, congratulations to Tiana. Right, I'm gonna go to Gilco's page because he got some of the. Actually, I don't think he had Brittany Gillespie. I don't think. No, I don't think so. I don't think Brittany got a video. But Brittany Gillespie got fourth. Nothing. She didn't have anything from the Legion. So let me go here. Go to Legion Sports. Here we go. Brittany. I'm going to pull up two pages. Let's see here. Go here. Go to Brittany. Honestly, I like the blue suit on her. I think a royal would have been much better because she's lighter skin, lighter hair. Like a royal blue would have been good. I think this is a good look. She has done red, she has done green before, and iris. But I definitely think like a royal, like I don't know what toxic is, like electric blue. I think that would look, or an indigo would look really good on her. It is good. It is good for her. It does match where, like I think blues look great on her. Um, she's getting better as it goes. I just think because she's longer, she's short, she just looks, but she has longer torso, longer limbs, um and great calves, by the way. But honestly, just has to make sure like she gets like full and not so conditioned. I think you kind of see like the leanness right here, or maybe it's different. You see that cut right there in her hamstring. But I'm happy that she's back in the top five. She has great proportions and she has all the parts. She just has to find a way to like put that together. And I definitely think her and her new coach are figuring that out. The septum's fine. It's not taking away much. You can wear nose rings and jewelry as long as it's not like too distracting. I don't think what's her name? Franciali, the wellness champion. She used to have like a belly button piercing, but then she took it out because it took kind of away from her physique. So obviously, want to do things so it's not so distracting. This isn't so much, but lighting's not so bad. But in different shows, I would have taken that out. Um, she's definitely working on adjusting her front pose, and it's just nailing it to where she's not like so conditioned or so hard. And that's kind of like what's her issue, is that because she's longer and has longer joints, tends to have has that tendency to come in hard. Makeup's great. It could be a little better. I feel like she could smile much better, versus just kind of like, if she just exudes that confidence on stage, it makes her stand out much more. Okay, let's go to her back. Okay. I mean, one of the best back poses in her physique, and I feel like she just needs a little more hamstring the back. Oh, Tynes are great, glutes are good, but like she has great calves, so you kind of like, that's where your eyes go to first. I don't think she needs to downsize. I just think she needs to get like just a little more just to balance it out, and a little more upper glute up here. Suit cut's fine, hair's good. I feel like her hair could have been brushed better. It's a little messy right here. Yeah, you can kind of see her triceps, so it's just kind of like she needs to just fill out more. Just That's it. I think just filling out her just filling out and carving up. I feel like that could really help her out. I mean, that's just what I would say, and I think honestly she could have been third. I wouldn't have any issue with that. But I feel like the way she places, because of that reason, and she is going to compete. So I definitely think that her and her coach are going to find a way that works and see how it goes. But I definitely think she has what it takes to qualify. It's just going to be, can she nail it within coming in, not so where it's like she looks so hard. All right, let's go to Gilco. Hold on. Let's go Gilco. Here we go. So our top 3 girls had videos from the photos, and also shout out to Shanique for her wellness debut getting 6. I'm very proud of her. I was happy regardless of how she did. I feel like because she's more taller, she needs to just like find a way to fill out and not come in like so big on the top. But I think they're figuring out her physique as time goes on, and she is competing in another wellness show. The girl Camille, congratulations to her. I felt like she came in much more tighter and upped her physique, and she has a great wellness physique. But going to Bikini, Rika. So I like the blue suit. I did notice at the finals she did wear red. I would stick with the blue suit. There's just too many red suits, and you want, obviously with now 50 girls qualified, you better make yourself memorable. You better pick the color that you're known for and not come out like what's going on and trying to figure out who that is or not. If you want to be that standout, honestly, front is great, posing and presentations on point. Her and Brittany did get like a top 2, third and fourth like placement, but she came in much fuller in her glutes. I just feel like the top 2 girls had like a taller structure that was more like your eyes were gravitating towards, and that's kind of what helped her. But she is competing again this weekend, so for the 3rd week in a row, so we'll see how that goes. And I definitely think she's going to be in the top spot. She is a top Olympian, so regardless, I think she's got nothing to lose competing and seeing what works for her versus just getting her qualification and being one and done. So she's obviously trying to figure out what's going to work, and she's getting that formula together and obviously can do very well. But her hair, suit, makeup, everything spot on. She has a beautiful look. She has a beautiful structure for Bikini. It's just, I feel like for her, maybe she could use a bigger top because it's kind of showing too much. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Yeah, she could just a little more fabric right here in her side. But I'm happy that she's continuing to compete and continuing to see what works for her. And also being a nurse and doing all this. It's a lot. Right. Second, I will tell you this. I was really impressed with her. She did New York. She did Miami, got top 10. I had her, I think, in my predictions in like top 10, but she has like amazing physique. I mean, from what I was told, she won the Masters USA's overall for 40. And I looked at her like, I don't believe that she's 40 at all. I mean, ladies, if you look like this when you're 40, you did something right. I don't know if it's great genetics, but this is amazing. I looked at her like maybe she's like 27 or 32 years old. She started out, honestly, amazing physique, tiny waist. I think they said that she has a 17-inch waist, but I feel like her back pose was probably probably one of the best. I mean, it's good against Alice, who won the show, but I feel like, and that's crazy in the back to look like that. But I feel like she just needed just a little more like muscle up top, because it kind of looks like she's small up top and like great in the bottom. But I feel like if she works more on that top, gets a little more wider, because she is kind of like small up here, she can definitely get a win. I mean, this is an amazing look. This is an amazing physique. And to look like this in your rookie season and at her age is truly amazing. I mean, listen, ladies, it's never too late to start. All right. It's never too late to start winning. I mean, Juliana Malacarne won 4 Olympias from 40 years old to 44. She looks amazing. It comes to show you that. And she's a natural, which is also phenomenal. I mean, those are some great genetics. Because she's more longer and taller. It's just, like I said, the biggest thing with taller girls who have longer limbs is just filling out frame. I think she has shorter femurs. So if you go, you can see like shorter femurs, but like long tibias. But honestly, had a very beautiful look, very like striking look to her. Just some posing adjustments and just a little more up top. I definitely think that would have helped her like carry over the win. But congratulations to Fatou. She actually has an amazing physique. Okay, and our winner is Alice. So she's been getting second at least 3 times this season, in Brazil, in Girl Power, in Miami, and then today she nailed it. I definitely think she just needed to be a little more fuller, and that's if I was to pick at anything. But she's definitely a top 10 Olympian worthy. She did place 15th in a 2024 Olympia. I just think she had the more muscle. She had just a little more muscle. That's kind of what carried her over the win. And she fixed her posing thanks to Phoebe. So very happy for her. Very happy to see what she does, whether she continues to compete or not. But honestly, I'm very happy for Alice. Her hair is much better this time. It's much more in line. Makeup is on point. The suit, I'm used to seeing her in the green suit. I think green is her color. I think she should stick to that. I mean, we saw Lacey do red. We saw her do red. Alice is doing red. I feel like go with the color that you're known for. And I think the green suit or the blue suit that she had in the, like, I would say green suit's much better versus the blue. When she used to have like straight hair, she did blue, but I think the green suits are definitely her color. And I would definitely go back to it. So I'm looking forward to what she's doing at the Olympia. I'm looking forward to seeing her at the Olympia. Amazing physique, small waist, like great ratios on her, especially for being a taller girl. I'd say that to me, she's kind of almost like Attila and Jen in some ways. I know that sounds ridiculous, but she's gonna carry more muscle. But honestly, great stage presence, great waist. Um, Overall, great proportions. Shoulders are full. Her tan is really good here. People's tans in Miami always get messed up because of the humidity, but here in Reno, it's actually really good. Just needs, like I said, I feel like when you see her walk back, she could be a little more fuller and tighter. But congratulations to Alice. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does at the Olympia. All right, so we got 3 shows. And we're going to go over, let's see, what should I start with? Let's do the smaller ones. So DC Pro. Got a good list. I think about 15, 18 girls right here. I'd say our front runner is going to be the reigning champion, Tara. China's here. She won the show as an amateur. Now she's a pro, so she's coming back. She's one of the girls. Nikki, the rookie who just turned pro, is doing it. Marissa Wilmot, she's been the top 5 in the past. Gavi, who is I think top 5 in Texas. Was it Bernadette show? I think so. Yeah. Leslie's here. Alessia, Lolo. So we'll go over all the girls and then we'll do our top 5 predictions. But before I do that, let me first delete. Let's see, here we go. My score was so screwed up. I got like a 66% from Legion because so many people's placings were like either I had them either they placed lower than I had them or they played or higher. For I had intent, so I got a 66%. So yeah, happens. Like I said, I do this for fun, and I'm proven wrong. I mean, Fato proved me wrong. So let's go back to here. Let's go over. Let's see, Tara. So she took second at the Arnold UK. She was in the second call at the Olympia, just outside of the top 15. I definitely think she has what it takes to place and then move up. But her recent updates, I think she's fixing her her front pose better. She's getting her waist small. That's always been her issue. But her back, she's got diamond shaped glutes, and her back pose is probably one of the strongest in the whole thing. I just think her legs just needed to match up to that, and she's brought them up. So I definitely say that she's most likely going to be the one to take it. But and we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to find her Olympia photo from her last, or she did Iron Games, I believe. It was the last time she was on stage. Yeah, she did one of the shows late in the year and then she called it off. Yeah, here we go. I think it was Iron Games, or did she do Hawaii? I don't think so. Yeah, she got third here. Um, here you go. The tan at these muscle contest shows makes everybody look green. So hopefully she gets a good tan here in the DC Pro. And she looks much more better than she has here right currently. So hopefully that all translates to stage. But great posing, great in the back. Just like I said, her biggest knock on her is going to be her front. But if someone has a better, but if she can display that physique in a way and create that illusion, I would say that she definitely can take the win. Okay, so that's Tara. Go with who I got. So Alessia's been having she's been having a hard time in some of these shows. Getting into the top spots. I feel like last year she had a couple of top five. She had like maybe a couple top fives, but then some shows she's like outside the top five. I don't know. It's just kind of like nailing it in her front and then just not coming in too hard. She did do a lot of shows overseas, but let's see. I forgot how she got here, but she did that show in Russia. I think the biggest knock is, like I said, she's just too conditioned and just needs to find ways to minimize waste so she doesn't look washed. San Antonio, she got top five. Anything from the stage? No. But I would say that if someone displays better physique than her, then I would say that maybe there's a possibility she's outside top five. It's not a knock on her. It's just I feel like how the divisions evolve so fast. She did place at the Olympia one year, so we'll see. Let's go with Lolo. She was like right there to qualify. She took second like in a couple shows. She's been like third place in a couple shows. Great look on her. I think her biggest issue is coming in too hard. She is a taller. She's longer limbs. She's not that tall. I just think she just needs to find a way to fill out her frame and her glutes. I forgot what show she did at the end of last year. But I remember at San Antonio she almost qualified, but I feel like she just needs more glute projection. And she's with a new coach, so we'll see how that all goes too. And I definitely think if she can nail it, honestly, great posing, great presentation, but it's just like I said, in her back needs to match up to like an Olympia level physique. If you want to be on the Olympia stage, you need to be. They're like levels to this. There's like good shows, and then it's like you're going against great pros. But she honestly, I would say right here could be top three, top two, top three. Right. Let's go with. We just talked about Nikki Gavi. She I think she was, yeah, she was fifth in Republic of Texas. Honestly, great look. She's a taller girl. She has a beautiful look. I'm just trying to get her last. I'm going to show her last show. You guys her last show. And I think I showed you guys last week, but she's from Mexico but lives in Virginia. But honestly has a beautiful look. But I just feel like what really hurts her is her front pose. But if she's fixed that, and obviously with the improvements that she has, I definitely think she'll be top top three, or maybe even go for the win. Got a beautiful physique. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Okay, come on. I like how that she's like sharing her journey. Here we go. Here we go. I think, like I said, from here she could be a little tighter. Could use a little more legs because it feels like because her quads go straight. Just a little more legs, tighter in the glutes more. But she's brought that up, and if she can fix her front, and if her front's just as good as the top two girls, definitely will say that she's got a great physique. She won the overall at the Olympia Amateur in Las Vegas a couple years ago. So I always think that she has a good look, but it's like who's she standing next to? She has what it takes to like be a contender for a pro win or to be like in those top spots. And being a taller girl, it's filling out that frame of hers. That's kind of like a theme you see. If she could just like adjust that shoulder and how she poses, definitely could say that she's in the top spot in the running. Go back up. But from a recent updates, it looks good. Like I said, videos and pictures are a thing, but it's just what you display on stage. Definitely brought her shoulders up. I definitely think this is going to be something that just needs to fill out better. Insane waist, insane ratios. Any back pose? No. We'll see. She's got amazing physique. Okay, China. So she's been highest third place in shows. She just got sixth in Miami. I definitely would say I like the green suit better on her. She did do red in the amateurs, but I feel like, to me, I think just a little more tighter in the back could really help her. But her front's just as good. I think when I look at her, I look at like a younger Daraja. Love her hair. Just needs, like I said, just a little more glute, just a little more glutes. The tines are great. Her posing is phenomenal. Like, I would remove the belly button ring. A great pose and great presentation on her. And that's really what accentuates her physique a lot. But I'd say she's within the top three, top five. I only say that because of how she plays in last show, but I feel like maybe I could have swapped her for fourth. If I could have put her like maybe fourth, fifth place in Miami. Okay. Anyone else? Nikki, we talked about Tara. Um, All right, that's DC Pro, Mile High. Obviously, the person is going to be Ashley Kay. She hasn't competed in a while. She hasn't competed since fall of last year, and it was kind of strange. I mean, she's always in a show every month, and it's she starts out the season. She didn't do the Arnold's. She didn't do the Arnold Classic. She didn't do any shows in uh, April, May. So a lot of people, you had chances to qualify, but now you got to go through her, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, she always displaying the physique like that. She always comes in very consistent. She is second in the world currently. Always being every time that she's in a show, she's always going to be the front runner to win. So, I mean, this is one of her signature shows she's always doing every year. So we'll see how it goes with her. I definitely don't know. I definitely think it's going to be difficult for a lot of the girls to beat her. But if I did say there's maybe only someone who can beat her, is someone is just as good as she is. But I don't know if it's enough to really push her. But if she doesn't nail it, but I think honestly she peaks very well and is very consistent. Let me see from her last show. Yeah, they didn't have stage photos here, but this was her 50th win, her historic win. Green suit, dark hair. You know who Ashley is. You know her by her green suit. Her issue is always going to be her front, and if someone displays it better, and if she's a little off, then that's what kind of carries someone over. But I just don't think it's easy. She's someone that can be beaten easily. She is beatable, and if you can beat Ashley, you can win the Olympia. There, I said it. You shouldn't be looking at who's in the lineup. You should be looking at I'm bringing my best, and my best is good enough. If you're saying I'm going to do a show to get away from her, or I'm trying to dodge her, avoid her, well, you know what? It's going to be like, what are you going to do when you're at the Olympia? If you can't beat Ashley in a pro show, how are you going to beat her at the Olympia? If you can beat Ashley, you can win the Olympia. But yeah, it's been a wild time. People thought she was just going to take the whole year off and just do the Olympia, but that's not typical of her. She did that in 2016, and it backfired on her, and she lost everything. She lost her title. Courtney won the Olympia, and that's why she doesn't do it anymore. She always keeps competing, and so what if she competes a lot? I feel like she just plays the game just how it is. It's like, hey, I'm in the shows. What's so? And she makes bikini more interesting. You look at other divisions, and why those other divisions in the female side are not as exciting is because the current champion, just only competes one time a year. Like you only see them just for one time. In bikini, you can't really do that. To say that I'm going to put my all into one whole show, the biggest show of the year, it doesn't go very well. And a lot of times, I mean, most of the time, they wind up losing the title. But for some people, maybe they can be successful at doing that. But it's just very rare. That's why I think Ashley competes a lot so that she can nail it. And obviously gets in front of the judges that she likes. So see what works for her. I mean, she's 37 years old right now. 30, she's born in 88. No, she's 36 years old. So, I mean, a lot of girls are starting out 35, 36. She's been doing this for over 13 years. She did take 1 year off. And hey, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm not just going to make this all about Ashley, but it's like this. She's in a show. She's going to keep competing. And she might take out, like, wait, there's 32 shows left. We have 50 girls qualified. You want to have 80? No, she's doing a public service. She'll win 20 of them. You know what? If I say this, if they can't beat you, well, that's too bad. Anyways, enough of that. She is the GOAT for a reason. She's the Kobe Bryant of bikini for a reason. Kimber, is it in here? Elsabet is back. She did pretty good 2 years ago. The blonde hair is new. I'm just trying to remember how she looked. I consider her like a younger Ashley. I mean, she's on the same team as Ashley is, but she's from Europe, Faroe Islands. She did do powerlifting for a while, but I'm hoping that did not widen her waist. And honestly, I like the darker hair better than the blonde. Let me see what she looked like last. Yeah, I just remember the Dallas show, but she did do Mile High. I think she took third. Hmm. Let's see. Sorry about that. Like beautiful look. Love her hair. Makeup's pretty good here. That's trying to remember what she looked like. But she did do a couple of shows, and she was like doing well. So then she dropped, and then she did pretty well, and then kind of was like stuck at like 14th, 15th place. Well, we'll see how she looks back. Let's go to. So we just talked about Eureka, but I'd say one of the girls that can really push Ashley is Reina. She was 1 point. She had a 1 point difference in the Dallas show that Ashley took second and she took third. And so some judges had her beating Ashley. I definitely think that she's very comparable. She's tall like her. She was standing next to Issa at the Olympiad. I thought they were like twins, almost like reverse like each other. I'd say if I'm looking at Reina going against Ashley, it's like Megatron and Prime. All right. They're like right here with each other. I've said that before about when Laura Lee did her first Olympia against Janet. Like, and someone asked me, like, who's Megatron? I'm like, you know who's Megatron? Janet. Like, they're the same, like, look, same size, same qualities of each other. But Reina's had an amazing season last year. Her biggest knock was her front pose. If she was to fix that, she has worked on it, but her back pose is like it's hard to beat that. It's very comparable to top pros, and that's why she's won 2 shows in the US, and that's why she's one of the best international pros. Her last show was in the Olympia, so we'll see how that goes. But if she's fixed this and relaxed her front pose, definitely can say that. But her back pose is just nobody. It's hard to beat that. Yeah, this is so much better. It's a very beautiful look because she's always smiling, so your eyes are going to go to her. But I say her top 2. But hey, look, if you can beat Ashley, you can win the Olympia. But I mean, normally she would do shows in July and then go for there. But I definitely say that, or she did Pittsburgh last year, so she would do something like around the summertime. So I think now that she's taken the time to improve and to fix some certain things, I definitely say that she's obviously one of the front runners to go to any show that she does. Okay, let me do one more. Okay, let's go to Toronto. Okay, here we go. So we have a pretty good list, about 20 some girls. We have girls from like all over the world, from USA, Canada, Mexico, Italy, Hong Kong, Japan, Germany. So I picked out your front runner is going to be your reigning champion, Maxine. Has an amazing physique. I just think she needs to be like needs to show confidence. She hasn't been on stage since the Olympia. I honestly think she could place at the Olympia and then gradually move up. She has a beautiful look. Darker hair. Like I would say like she's like Angelina Jolie and Megan Fox in one. Let's see. So she did win the show last year, and then she took, I think, 4th in the classic World Classic show. Honestly, has an amazing physique, has an amazing bikini structure, and she just needs to like find a way to just keep that fullness and just not fade. Because I feel like what happened at World Classic was that the show started too late, that she didn't really have a peak, and then like as they were posing, she was slowly fading. But honestly, think she could be one of the front runners to like win any show that she goes into. I just think she is to fill out her glutes and her legs more. But from waist up, it's like pretty spot on, pretty like ideal what you want to see in bikini criteria. Like small waist, very beautiful girl. Just needs to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and obviously have that, show that confidence on stage. Right. All right. We have Bree. She's been taking second every show this year. It's just a matter of when she's going to qualify. She's never been. I don't think. I think this is the first time she's been in front of Tyler. But honestly, if she comes in, fills out her physique, and just nails it, this is going to be a long show with with almost a lot of divisions in it. So the timing's going to definitely be dependent. But if she can nail it, I'd say that she's one of our girls to beat. But I don't know if it's going to be difficult for her with the other girls that I'm going to be talking about. But I definitely say that she's within the top 3 spots here. And maybe she pulls through. Maybe she can nail it and take the win here and get her qualification. I think she said like this would be one of her last shows that she's going to do this year. But honestly, beautiful girl, beautiful, like great look on her. It's just in her back. It's just if someone has that amazing structure, it's just going to depend on what the judges want and what they look for. If she brings her best and it's the best that they like, they'll definitely pick her for the win. But honestly, I just think a little more glute projection up top. And if I was just to pick on anything, as honestly, I could have say that her or Eureka could have won, but like her and Eureka had the best 2 physiques in this show that she did. But we'll just see. We'll see. Right. We have Judy. Amazing physique. I mean, I don't know what her feedback was from Legion, but honestly, beautiful look. Always a smiling, great stage presence. I mean, her back pose is probably very strong against this lineup, and she can do the pink suit very well. Her hair is really good. I think she just needs to be a little more snatched in the back. If she can adjust this pose a bit, I definitely think it could help her. But she's one I'd say we should be looking out for. Okay. Kiki. She took 3rd in Optimum. And the biggest thing I could say with her is she doesn't have the best bikini structure amongst other girls. I definitely think her, because she has a shorter torso and just needs just a little more. If she can accentuate her details in her physique, it definitely carries her over. With this kind of lineup, I don't know if she's going to be top 5. It's going to be difficult, but I think she'll be pretty good in this. But she's definitely one I'd say that is one to look out for here. And obviously, fixing her tan in the show could be much better. But we'll just have to see. All right, next up we have. So we just talked about Brittany Gillespie. Atavia is a previous Olympian. So we talked about Maxine. Let's see. Go with Ellie Fernandez. So she won the show 2 years ago. She's the top Olympian. She's very consistent pro. She is a 7-time bikini Olympian. She got 5th in the Arnold UK, 6th at the Arnold's. She's always one to be looking out for. And honestly has a great look. I just think sometimes she gets overlooked. She took 2nd in the Southern Muscle Showdown. I feel like if she can, she's great in her front, but I feel like her back pose is kind of with her. She should not be doing the stallion pose. It does work well for her though. And no, she's not going to go into fit model. It's just filling out right here. And because she's wider in the back, that's kind of what hurts her. If she could just find a ways to like get her waist down, she's always working on that, like trying to get her waist down so it doesn't look like she's not wide. She's not like distended at all. It's just like she has just a thicker waistline, and if she could just find ways to accentuate the physique better, it really helps her. Also, one thing she has to be careful is not having her adductors showing, her adductors coming in too hard. She is a smaller girl, so it definitely works well with her. With she definitely finds ways to work well with her physique. But last year she was like second, fifth place. And like she was just like right there to qualify. But it's just if she can, she's definitely one of the front runners. I'd say to do well in this show. It's just gonna be how she shows up with others. And then I would say Jess Neary. So this is her third pro show ever. She took sixth in Wasatch and then took third in Miami. Great poser, by the way. And she comes in tight and not too hard. She definitely nails it. Honestly, I would say that she could probably win the show, and that's not out of question. But can she display a physique just as good as Maxine and just as good as Bree and Ellie? Alrighty. So I'm gonna write some names down right here, and then we're gonna go into our picks for this weekend. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do. I mean, she's Canadian. It's great that she's at her home and doing this. Okay. So now I have the list out, so I'm gonna go. Oh, here we go. Actually wrote it down. Here we go. Stop sharing. Go screen. I'm probably gonna do top 5 for both Mile High. Top 5 for Mile High and DC Pro. Okay. Mile High. Ashley. Raina. Rika. I'm gonna go Ellis Angela. She is a Masters competitor. Go Elsabat. Elsavat or Elsabat? Elsavat. Yeah. It's tough. I think it's like top 3 I can pick, and then after that I couldn't think of who else because there's not many people that have been a top 5 girl. DC Pro. I'm going Tara, Lolo, Gavi. I'm gonna go China, Gavi. You know what? I think you got this, Nikki. You're gonna do great, girl. Welcome to the pro league, rookie. And people don't like the fact that I say rookie. I say that because it's like, hey, you're like, you were great as an amateur. Now you're in the pros. So it's like, okay. See, I go, people don't like to say, like to say the word rookie. I'm like, no, you should be happy. You should get thrilled and excited for a new pro to do this. And hey, I think she's going to do great here. If regardless if she places or not, it's great to see where she stands and what she can do to adjust. And I definitely think that her and Jordan are going to find a way to work things out. So Toronto is where it gets tough. Ooh. But I'm going to have to go with Maxine, Jess, Bree, Ellie, actually, I'm going to go Brittany, Bree. Well, hold on. Bree, my bad. Ellie, Judy, Alice. She did get like 7th or 8th at New York, but it's hard with Europeans when they come here. That's why it's like hard to go and talk about them. Michelle, Kiki, Sarah, New. It's hard. Like I could pick top 6 easily. Top 5 is like right here. It's where it gets tough. Right here from 1st to 5th is like where I think it's going to be a change. Like I said, I can be proven wrong. I was proven wrong last week, but we'll see how that all displays. But going to be excited weekend for shows. I think I'm pretty good here. I'm like I said, I do this for fun. I just sometimes go, okay, let's see how it goes. But let's just say, there's an Olympic qualification online. I mean, none of these girls here are qualified, so we're gonna have a new qualified Olympian after in Toronto and in DC Pro. All right, that's all from me. So, well, hold on. Let me get out of this. I'll have my episode with my other guests coming up. I just have to do my intros. It's like I do one intro and it takes so many times to get that right. But I'm looking forward to seeing this whole weekend. It's an exciting time for shows, especially with the athletes and the quality that we have here. And yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much. You guys take care. If you like this video, comment who you guys have been winning, and I'll keep posting and let you guys know. Thank you.